Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Zen. In these videos, I show you how to make one tangle using the Zentangle method of drawing. Each of these tangles can be combined with other tangle patterns to create larger pieces. So for today, I'm using my Micron pen. This is a PN plastic nib. I have a Zentangle brand graphite pencil for drawing and shading, and I have a little blending tool called a tortillon. I'm also using my 2" by 2" Zentangle brand tile. It's just a paper tile, and it's called the Bijou. Anything you have on hand will work to make this. Okay, so today we're doing Amsterdam by Ellen Wolters, and this is such a pretty one. So we're going to start this by putting a dot in each of the four corners with our pencil. So just nice and lightly. And then we're going to connect those dots with a straight line. And this is going to create our little space to work in. Okay. So now to make this one, we're going to put in a few more lines just to help guide us as we begin making this the first time. If I was going to draw this on another piece, I might not draw these lines ahead of time. I'd like it to be a little more free-flowing. But for this today, we're going to make some lines to draw them on. Okay, so let's start by making diagonal lines. We're just connecting those corners. And then we're going to make a horizontal line across the center and a vertical line down the center as well. Okay, so now to do this next part, I usually go right to pen, but I'm going to go ahead and start with pencil and then trace it later, just in case we want to move things or adjust things at all. All right, so to start this, I'm going to start in this little area up here, and I'm going to draw a U shape that is about not quite halfway each way. Does that make sense? So a little dot on each side. And I'm going to make a letter U that comes down to about there. And I'm going to curve out the slightest on both sides. A horseshoe shape. I'm going to turn my tile, and I'm going to mark a spot not quite halfway, but pretty close on each side. I'm going to mark a spot down here just so I know where I want to, like how far down I want it to go. And I made those out a little too far, so I adjusted it just by bringing them in slightly. We're going to do this on all four sides. Go ahead and mark them if you'd like. And do it nice and light. Okay, I'm going to switch to pen now. If you'd like to still use pencil, go ahead. And I'm going to trace these U shapes all the way around. This one I made wide, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little more narrow. And the last one. Okay. All right, so now we're going to connect these, and it's going to make a tulip shape. So these are going to each be kind of similar to a tulip. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna actually turn it so that I've got the corner pointing up, and I'll use my pencil first, and I'm going to bump out and down to the middle, and then up this way. So I didn't quite touch the center, I guess. So I bump out and up. So I'm making a U shape again. Let's do this one. I'm going down towards the middle and up that way. I'm going to go ahead and switch to pen. Go down towards the middle and up the other side. Just thinking about that U shape again. It should look similar to this. It's okay if some are narrow, some are a little bit crooked. It doesn't matter, I promise. This is just for fun. Okay, now in between these, I'm going to put a slightly rounded little top on each one. It's so pretty, and we're not even done. All right, now I'm going to turn it again. So I've got this upper corner over here. And now this time I'm going to make a U shape again that takes up a lot of this corner. And then I'm going to come down to the center and down to the center. And put on a little top. Go to the next corner. I draw that U shape again. You can do it in pencil first if you'd like. And I'm going to try to take up most of that corner. And I drop down to the center and down to the center with those little curvy lines. And put on a top. Another one in the corner. And put on a top. And my last one. Look how cute that looks. Okay, once we have that done, we're going to connect these corner ones by connecting that line, but not continuing it through the center, just from the bottom of the plant to the bottom. And the same thing the other way. And then connect these two bottoms and those two. I love this one. Okay, so that is Amsterdam. We're going to do some shading, and then we're going to add a few enhancements, just some little details to make it fun. But this is the basic Amsterdam. Now, Ellen has a sample online where she did this 4 times on a larger tile, and it looks amazing. She also has an example where she put it in an oddly shaped area and just let these fill in the different edges. So it wasn't even or symmetrical at all, and it looked amazing. So you can use parts of this in tangles, you can use the whole thing, lots of variations. Okay, so I just wanted to add a few little things. So I'm just going to put a couple of lines in dots in these little buds that are sticking out. You can do 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you'd like. It's just fun to add details once we're finished. And then these larger ones, I'm going to extend this line out and put a little dot. You don't have to do that. It's just something I wanted to do. I also think it would be pretty, look at just this corner here, if you used these 2 shapes as the leaves that go to that plant. Wouldn't that be so cute? All right, now just for fun, I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna put a little spiral leaf up there. And that side. Again, just for fun. And then I'm going to put a little accent mark on the outside edge of those little buds. And then I'm going to put a little bit of ink in here, just kind of giving it a little bit of depth, as if the rest of that plant is behind it. It's such a small detail, but I like doing that. All right, I'm going to stop and do some shading. So I've got my little graphite pencil, and I'm going to do these outer ones first, and I'm going to do that just by putting a tiny bit of graphite on that V shape. Where that little bud tucks in. Pick up my blending tool and just soften that the slightest bit. Like that. And then I'm going to do it on the inside edge of each of these, where those petals go over the center. Soften those just a little bit. And then lastly, I'm going to put some just along the inside of the bottom of every one of these little tulips. I'm going to push those up towards those petals. I think I need to get better lighting because this lighting really washes out my tile. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to go ahead and initial my work. And that is beautiful Amsterdam. If you'd like to add any more details, go ahead. You can do some patterns inside here. You could maybe outline this whole piece. That would look beautiful. Lots of things that you can do. That is Amsterdam. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.